Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to copy content from the secondary resource curriculum into your corresponding courses. So this video mainly pertains for our core teachers, but it'll also show anybody else how to copy content from one course into another. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on courses and we're going to find the secondary curriculum course. Okay, and then once you find it, you're going to go ahead and click on that course, secondary curriculum resources, Milby. And as I was saying earlier, this pertains mainly to core teachers. If you teach ELA, if you teach social studies, any part of this, high school social studies, science, and math, then basically what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to copy the corresponding folder into the corresponding course. For example, if you teach English 1, then you're going to have to copy this folder, right, the content within this folder into your English 1 courses. If your course is already merged, then you can just copy it to your master course. If your courses are not merged, then you're going to have to copy the content into each individual class. Now it's important to note that when you copy, the folder won't be copied. For example, you won't get a folder that says English 1. What you're going to copy is the content within. So you need to keep this in mind when you're copying, because after you copy, you may want to put it into a corresponding folder by naming it, and I'll show you how to do that. Or you can just go ahead and copy it into an existing folder within your navigation tree. I find the latter to be a lot easier. Just copy into a folder that already exists. However, you're not limited to that. You can just copy the content, the files by themselves, and then later you can just create a new folder and then add them there. And I'll show you how to do both. Okay, so in this first example, we're just going to copy this content and we're going to place it inside my sandbox. Of course, you would copy this content into your corresponding course, right? For example, English 1 would go in the English 1 course. English 3, if you taught English 3, you click on this folder and then, place that in the corresponding course, so on and so forth. So I'm going to use English 1 as an example. I'm going to click on this select box to highlight both the content below, both items below. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Action, Copy To. Now, it is important that I emphasize not to hit anything else. You don't want to move. You certainly do not want to delete, activate, deactivate, none of that. You want to copy to. So again, select both items, Action, Copy To. Then you want to select your corresponding course. As I was saying earlier, this English 1 folder, you want to copy it into your English 1 courses. If you have a master course, then go ahead and drop it into your master course. If you do not have a master course, you're going to have to go ahead and select each and every single one of your Hub English 1 courses. Okay, as an example, I'm going to use my sandbox titled Benny's Sandbox, and this is just to show you how to copy the content. Again, you're going to copy the content into your corresponding courses. If you teach Algebra 1, you want to put the folder's content in your Algebra 1 courses, and so on. So I'm going to click on Benny's Sandbox. Now, as I was referring to earlier, you can go ahead and just click on a folder that already exists within your course, and when you hit copy to, when you hit copy, it'll move those files directly in that folder. If you don't do that, then it'll put both files, without a folder in your navigation tree. So I'm going to show you how to put it in a folder that already exists within your course. So for my example, I'm gonna use the resources folder. So I'm gonna highlight that and I'm gonna hit copy. Okay, now include answers and submissions. You don't have to worry about that because it's just pure content. No one has worked on any of the materials, so you don't have to worry about this. Select the folder, hit copy. The process may take a while, and if you successfully copied the content within the folder, then you will get this message here highlighted in light blue. So here it says these elements will copy to the folder resources in the course Benny Sandbox, right? So now let me go and check this course and see that indeed these materials were copied into the resources folder. So I'm going to click on courses and I'm going to look for Benny Sandbox, right? You will look for your course that you chose to put the material in. And then I'll look here, there's my resources folder. So when I open it, there are the resources copied into that course. So if this was your master course, you know, you merge your courses, then this content will automatically copy to the rest of your courses. However, if you haven't merged your courses, you're going to have to repeat the process for all the corresponding preps that you have within the hub. Okay, now let me show you. Let's go back to courses, secondary curriculum resources, Milby. And let's say now that I am a science teacher and I teach biology. And I want to copy these materials into my biology course. Now the first example that I did is I selected a folder that already existed within my course. Now if you don't do that, let me show you. I'm gonna select these, the select box, select these two resources, hit action, copy to, and then I'm gonna select the corresponding course. For you it would be biology. For me, I'm using Benny Sandbox. Okay, if you leave it as by default highlighted at Benny Sandbox or your master course name, what will happen is that content will not be included in any folder. It'll be at the bottom of your navigation tree. And then what you could do later is you could create a folder and then just move those resources in there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to place it in this folder. I'm just going to say, hey, just put it within my master folder within my sandbox. So I'm going to leave it by default highlighted on the corresponding master folder name. I'm going to hit copy. Again, if the copy was successful, you will get this message here in light blue. These elements were copied to Benny Sandbox in the course Benny Sandbox. Okay, so now let's look at my courses. Let's look at Benny Sandbox. This time I didn't put them within this folder. They're just basically, you know, just individually at the bottom of my navigation tree. Now, depending how many items you have here, regardless of that, it'll be at the bottom of all your links and folders that you may already have. Now, at this point, you may choose to create a folder to organize your content in, and that's just your preference, and I'll show you how to do that quickly. You just hit add folder, and I'm going to say biology resources. And I'm going to hit save. I created a biology resources folder, so now I'm going to move this content in there. Are you sure you want to move to biology resources? Yes. And then now I'm going to move this page in here. I do want to move it. And there it is. So now I've created my own biology resources folder and just clicked and dragged the items in there. So it's your preference. If you want to copy it into a folder that already exists, like how I did with the English 1 content, you can do that. If you want to just move the files to your navigation tree and then add a folder to then move the files into, you can do that as well. That is absolutely your preference. That pretty much wraps it up. Core teachers especially, I need you all to please copy all that content over as soon as possible. Okay, I'm going to be sending an email to check up on you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. For the rest of the teachers, you can still use this video to show you how to move or copy content from one course into another. So that pretty much wraps it up. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you very much for your time.